Okay, so watch this. This is one thing that the GoPro Hero 13 cannot do. My GoPro. Now, you gotta admit, the X4 kind of won in that one. Ooh, it is windy. Right, we are back with another video, and today we have the Insta360 X4 versus the GoPro Hero 13. They both have auto wind reduction. The GoPro is on 5.3K. It's on 25 frames per second. The X4 is on 4K single lens mode, 25 frames per second. Now, they're both great cameras, but they're very, very different. And by the way, this video is sponsored by Insta360. And I've actually got to tell you something. I have a package that's being delivered today, and inside it is the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. Yep, you heard me. And I've seen it. It is gonna blow your mind. Everything has been fixed. Everything has been upgraded. Everything has been polished. It seems like the perfect camera. Right, let's carry on. So, yeah. The Insta360 X4 and the GoPro Hero 13. Two fantastic cameras, very different tools, but we're putting them up against each other so you guys can see what they look like. I do love the single lens mode. Now, if it's not recording, you can actually spin it around. So, for example, I would have to stop here, press the button, and then you can spin it around so it's using the other lens. But if I want to show you what's behind me, then I do that. And if I want to turn it around, so for example, look in that direction, I can't really see what I'm filming on the X4, but I can see what I'm filming on the GoPro Hero 13. The Hero 13 is on Super View. The X4 is on, well, it's just single lens wide mode. And you know, they both look good, but the Insta360 X4 is the only one with face tracking, which means that it is tracking my face and exposing for it. That's why it may look a little bit different in terms of exposure than the GoPro Hero 13, because it sees my face and it exposes for my face, which is really quite impressive, and it is a cool addition to a camera. So if you're somewhere and you have a lot of light behind you, let's have a look what they do with the sun. And I can see there's a little yellow box around my face, and it's exposing for my face. Now, they both have HDR, they both have a whole lot of very similar features, but it's a 360 camera. You can do so much more. For example, we now have it in 360 mode. If you need it in 360 horizon lock, then the GoPro Hero 13 is in 5.3K, but it's in linear plus, so you can see it's cropped in quite a lot compared to Super View. Now, the Insta360, it doesn't matter what mode it's on, it is a 360 camera, and if I'm spinning it, it doesn't matter. This camera is always going to hold, you know, horizon leveling, because it's a camera that has unbreakable, and I mean unbreakable, image stabilization. So that is a massive plus for the Insta360. The GoPro looks good, but I wish we could do it wider, and you can actually do it wider, but you're gonna have to get yourself the ultra wide lens, which is about $99. So you have to invest money into the GoPro Hero 13 to get that wider look with the 360 horizon leveling lock. So this mode is pretty interesting on the Insta360. It is called the Me mode, and it basically means me. So the Insta360 uses its lenses to concentrate on you. So I basically am always in the shot, and it looks like I'm just walking around. You know, if I didn't have my hand like this, if I had a longer selfie stick, then it would be pretty cool. Because if you use the selfie stick from Insta360, then it completely, you know, makes it invisible. So you can't see that you have a selfie stick. Now, the Hero 13 doesn't have this option, but I have put it on hyper view, its widest view, and tried to get something of a similar kind of look. But as you can see on the Insta360, it does have a pretty cool look. It's just like, you know, you're walking around and this camera is following you from the front. So I do love Me mode. So both these cameras are pretty impressive. We have the GoPro Hero 13 with 5.3K. It's got quite a kick to it. And we have the Insta360 X4 with 8K divided into two, so 4K a lens. Both these cameras are very, very good cameras, but very different tools for very different jobs. In a pinch, you can use them both to get single lens footage. But the one thing that the GoPro Hero 13 won't do, that the X4 can do, is get 360 footage. They both have fantastic quick release clips, which allow you to attach and release the cameras very quickly and really attach them both ways. The Insta360 does have fast charging. It will charge in the blink of an eye, whereas for some reason GoPro did not add fast charging to the brand new GoPro Hero 13. The GoPro Hero 13 has a vast amount of lenses to choose from, optical ones. The Insta360 X4 does not. Both are waterproof, both have very good touchscreens. Right, the first thing you're going to notice right here is that I can stand this far away from the camera and I still have good audio. That's because the Insta360 X4 works perfectly with the DJI Mic 2. Now, it's a wireless microphone system that gives you the flexibility to walk away from the camera and still have the audio as clear and distinct as if I was standing right next to the camera. That's a massive plus. The GoPro Hero 13 has the option to connect it. It registers the levels. You can see them going up and down, but it does not record the audio. So when it comes to HDR modes, we now have HDR 5.3K 25 frames on the Hero 13, and we have HDR on the Insta360 X4, and it is in 5.7K 25 frames per second. And this is what they look like. Basically, the highlights are going to be, a little bit more controlled, and the darks are not going to be so dark, so it's best used when you're out in the sunlight, like I will be here. So for example, if I go down these steps next to Starbucks and I spin around, you're going to see the difference between the two cameras. And I think that they both do a fairly good job in HDR, though I got to tell you quite honestly, I hate HDR, and if I walk into the sun, that's what HDR looks like on me, with the sunlight blazing in my face. Not a fan of HDR, not something I use very often. Right, so this is a good moment to test the audio from both of these, as it is very windy here, as you may be able to tell from the people's hair behind me. This is the audio from the Insta360 X4, and let's talk about me again. I was born in London, lived there for 24 years, then I moved to Poland. I'll be living here for about 20 years. Now let's try the GoPro Hero 13. I was born in London, lived there for 24 years, and I moved to Poland, and I've lived here for about 20 years. They both have auto wind reduction on, but the GoPro does have voice tuning at the moment on my voice. So it's not the normal standard voice tuning, it is on my voice. And I'm going to tell you, it is getting windier and windier here, so it's a good time to test out the DJI Neo. Might have to take that out today. So this is what the Insta360 sounds like. This is what the Insta360 sounds like with a bit of wind on it. When it comes to audio, I think they're both fairly good. They have fairly good audio. It's nothing to write home about, but it's good enough for an action camera. Now I know you're all waiting to see a grown man jump off a bench, and this is it. This is slow motion on the GoPro Hero 13 and the X4. It's not amazing, but for slow motion, it does the job, and it looks pretty nice and clean. Right, so we also have 5.7K plus on the Insta360 X4, and that is basically their kind of low light mode. They don't have a low light mode like pure video on the, let's go in here, on the Ace Pro, which is absolutely fantastic. It uses AI to get rid of all the dirty, nasty noise, but they do have 5.7K, which allows you to use it in more kind of low light situations. If you use 8K, things are going to get nasty pretty pretty kick. It's a pretty kick. Pretty quick on the X4. So if you are in low light, X4 needs to be on 5.7K plus for it to look any good. Now, the GoPro Hero 13 in low light, unfortunately, sucks. And I'm guessing it sucks just as bad as the X4 because they are not made to be filming in low light. That's what you buy the Ace Pro 2 for. Wink. So this is definitely going to be your favorite part, and I know Matthew, Drone Creative, loves it when I run. So we're going to do the stabilization now. By the way, the batteries, the GoPro is on 71% and the Insta360 X4 is on 77% after doing everything that I did. So I'm revving up. I'm hoping my hat doesn't fall off. It could fall off. If it does, that's fine. And we're going to run and do the stabilization test. And I'm gonna make sure that these are kind of like, look at that, look what I'm doing, see? Look at that. These people think I'm gonna come and attack them. Look at that, see? How's it working? How's it working? So how did that stabilization test look like? I mean, tell me, which one actually looked better? I'm guessing they both do a good job, but one of them surely is better. So we got 8K, by the way, and we have 5.3K. 25 frames per second. Right, so when it comes to close focus, let's take my glasses off so you can see my eyes. If we're talking about close focus, yeah, let me take my hat off. Phone call away from the lens here. Phone call away from this lens here. How close can we get? This is like almost me touching. I don't know if this is anywhere near in focus. And now this is me almost touching. I know close focus is important to a lot of you, and I'm pretty sure close focus has been fixed on the Ace Pro 2, but we'll talk about that on a different day. When it comes to lenses, GoPro did a lot this year because they brought out a whole lot of optical lenses. So we have the ultra wide, we have the anamorphic, which I haven't got yet. We have the macro, which is fantastic. It's a wide macro which focuses into, 11 centimeters out to infinity, and it's got ND filters. The Insta360 X4 doesn't have any physical optical filters except for the one that has on there. So we're going to keep it fair and just use what you get in the box. Right now, the GoPro is on Hyperview. I think it's like 12 millimeters, and the Insta360 is on Mega View. And if I stand here, this is what I look like in both of them, and this is how much distortion you have with both of these cameras. Let's check out the next one. Now we have Super View on the GoPro, and we have Ultra on the Insta360 X4, and this is basically what they look like. And if I stand here, this is what you can see. And pay attention to what's happening with the background, not only me, and see what happens when you come in really, really close. Next one. Before I switch to the de-warped lenses, GoPro also has a wide lens. So that's what you can see right now compared to the Ultra, which we had a second ago on the Insta360. And this is about how far I have to go away to get me more or less in the whole picture. So wide, 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 and Ultra. Let's go and get these lines a little bit straighter. So now we have linear on the Hero 13, and we have de-warped on the Insta360 X4. By the way, the X4 is in 8K, and the whole time I'm filming, they're both in 10-bit and high bitrate. All the time, all throughout this whole film. So that's what it looks like. If I put my hands here, they both kind of look a lot more normal. Obviously it's a lot tighter, and obviously everything is nice and straight in the background. The GoPro also does the linear plus with horizon leveling, which crops in a bit. Let me quickly show you that. There we go. That is the last lens from GoPro, and we are still on de-warped on the Insta360 X4. And it basically means that if I spin around the camera, it is going to be, horizon locked, and the horizon is going to stay like this no matter if you spin the camera around or not. The Insta360 X4 does that anyway. Yeah, and it's go back. We need to go back about that far. Remember, take notice of what's happening with flares and stuff. I especially put the camera here so you guys can have a look at that whilst we're filming the lenses. When it comes to taking photos, the Insta360 is actually quite interesting because you can take 360 photos. And in fact, I had to check what photo I took with the GoPro Hero 13 to go back and get the same frame, because I don't remember what photo I was taking. And you can basically reframe the Insta360 photo however you wish, which is a massive plus. You can basically flip it around, look up, look down, look at yourself. You can change the framing, you can change the aspect ratio, everything. That's what makes taking photos with an Insta360 camera pretty incredible.
So handsome, oh, you have your way, and it's making me weaken. You and your stylist, walking like that. It's really getting too much, but I can't pull back. Though I try to resist, I can't fight this, and no one makes me feel like you do.
If you want something that films at night, I wouldn't go for any of them. I'd go with the Ace Pro. Or the Ace Pro 2. Yeah. They're not very good at low light. These are not cameras that I would buy for low light or even use in low light, even though I'm not allowed out after dark. It's not a camera. I have one of these that you should be using low light. This is the low light monster, the Insta360 Ace Pro. So yeah, get the right tool for the job. This is not me telling you which camera to buy. This is me just showing you what they can do and what they look like next to each other, so you can make a choice. Thank you to Insta360 for sponsoring this video. All links for the Insta360 X4 and the Hero 13 and maybe the Ace Pro are going to be down there. If you did like my video, give me a like, subscribe, and and I'm going to catch you on the next one.